If you want to have global green and just transitions, then not only must these pass through public banks, but there's no alternative to it. The public banks are already the lead investors in climate, so they're far outstripping combined private sector investment. If you look at Climate Policy Initiative data for last year, the public investors invested something like $760 billion in track climate finance, and total private investment was 460 or something like that. So the public sector is significantly out investing. But if you want any chance at a just transition, then we have to have these pass through public institutions that are one way or another accountable and transparent. Most public banks, public development banks at the national and subnational level are really connected or located within their communities. And so they have specialist local knowledge, not only of the national context and the challenges that's particularly in global south country will face in terms of debt sustainability or foreign exchange reserves, but of the challenges of municipalities and poorer regions in their countries that multilateral banks or foreign banks or private banks have no understanding or appreciation or don't particularly care about. Public banks, public development banks in particular at the local level, really need to take on that role of understanding. And they do it. They realize that. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of translating, for example, global ambitions around sustainable development goals, SDG 6, water for all, and how you make that work at the local level, where there's little to no capacity to pay, but it's a major indicator of health and well-being for families, communities, and so on. But it's not going to be able to respond well to certain metrics around bankability, the ability to generate returns, cost recovery, all these sorts of things that at the multilateral level, they want to see greater assurance around. Many of the national development banks recognize and understand that those simply aren't possible at the local level. You can't get a community of 10,000 people to be able to have a bankable project around water infrastructure. It just can't generate the returns that they need. So there needs to be some sort of dialogue around greater grant financing, so on.